All right, so let's talk a bit about Unit 7. First of all, as I've said for every unit, make sure that you look through the released multiple choice questions. There are more questions about this unit, Unit 7, and Unit 8 than there are about any other unit on the AP exam. So make sure that you understand evolution, which is Unit 7, and also ecology, which is included in Unit 8. Those two are crucial for your success on the AP Bio exams. After looking over the multiple choice, the next most important thing is to go through some sample-free response questions. I've linked up 4 or 5 right here. Make sure that you answer those questions, and then you use the scoring guidelines, which are also included in the link document, to grade your own paper and figure out what you know and what you don't know. Next, make sure that you go through the rest of this presentation. As with all the other units, there are screencasts embedded throughout. When there's a topic that you're not very familiar with, make sure that you look through that screencast and figure out the most important concepts. Finally, if you have extra time, here are the complete Unit 7 notes linked up as item number 4 here. Here are the most important things to know from Unit 7. First of all, make sure that you know Darwin's requirements for evolution. It's 4 major requirements. Make sure that you can describe how natural selection serves as Darwin's so-called mechanism of evolution. How does it make evolution happen? Make sure that you can compare and contrast Darwin's and Lamarck's theories of evolution. Make sure you can describe how artificial selection can act as a mechanism of evolution, and be able to describe some real-world examples of artificial selection. Make sure that you can compare and contrast some common patterns of natural selection. Make sure that you can identify the 5 requirements for Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. Also related to Hardy-Weinberg, make sure that you can perform, interpret, and explain the significance of Hardy-Weinberg calculations. And again, I've linked up lots of practice problems related to Hardy-Weinberg later in this presentation. Make sure you can describe the most common types of speciation, like allopatric and sympatric speciation, for example. Make sure you can describe both some prezygotic and postzygotic reproductive isolating mechanisms. Make sure you can explain in detail at least 5 different forms of evidence for evolution. And maybe the most important one of all these for the AP exam is this last one. Make sure that you can construct and interpret cladograms based on both morphology and on DNA evidence. As you look through the secure multiple choice questions, you are going to see there are tons of questions related to cladograms. So make sure that you can both draw them if you need to, because there's a lot of those on the FRQs. You'll see that in the FRQ examples that I've linked, and that you can interpret them like you'll have to do on the multiple choice questions. All right, so that's it for our Unit 7 intro.